Hello anybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Pikmin. I'm Mr. Devious, or just Deeb, and in the last episode we started the Forest of Hope, got one part, lost a couple Pikmin, and got yellow Pikmin, which is flying around our ship as you can see, and we're gonna fly around chaotically and have fun, but I'm not gonna be wasting time. So one thing I want to point out before we start today's day is you can check out the voyage log and see Olimar's diary on every day. So if that's something you want to go back and read through, it can be fun, especially because the diary entries can be unique on many days. Not all of them, though. Some of them are pretty set in stone. But anyway, back to the Forest of Hope we go for an adventure. Now that we have yellow Pikmin with us, we will be able to kind of add them to our ranks and use them as we can. As we can, yes. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking out 70. I'm going to be taking out 70 red Pikmin and 30 yellow Pikmin. The reason that I don't want to have less than 100 on the field is because Pikmin that are spawned after the 100 mark will be spawned directly in the onion. And the benefit of that is that you don't have to pluck them. And plucking can be tedious business, and I don't want to do that because I am lazy. Yellow Pikmin, I find, are some of the most difficult to orient in this game, specifically because in the last episode we saw that they have the ability to get bomb rocks, and it's kind of hard to get them to use those bomb rocks because they're not super smart. And even the flower Pikmins are just kind of fall over sometimes like idiots. So as you can see, I kind of muffled that really quickly. As you can see, possibly, if you remember in the last episode, there were enemies out there. In Pikmin, enemies that you kill generally stay dead for the most part. For a few days at least, but they'll respawn eventually. So it's kind of advisable that you spend as many days in one region as you can before they respawn, because this is the most ideal time in which to kind of bolster your numbers and get Pikmin and gather parts. What am I saying? Not bolster your numbers. What I meant to say was when there are no enemies around, that's when you can actually get things done. Generally speaking, you almost need to devote a whole day just to clearing out enemies when possible. So yellow Pikmin get excited and kind of moo and make sounds when they get bombs. It just makes them happy to have bombs. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these bomb dudes and kind of try and get them. Bomb dudes, in my experience, also aren't very cooperative when it comes to taking care of things. So we're going to be just taking them over here real quick and throwing them at this wall because we want to tear it down. If you're lucky, you can get three bombs through there, but for the most part, when you're throwing bombs at bomb walls, most bomb walls in the game take more than 3. They usually take about 6 or sometimes even 9, and those are really annoying to deal with. Get up, you... Oh. These guys are goofballs. I swear to God. So, yeah. I am going to be picking up bomb rocks, though, because they're just generally useful. Although you do need to be careful with them, as has already been said. And if I get one of these Pikmin ready, I'll be able to organize and just kind of take... You can waste a lot of time on this kind of nitpicking of details and just kind of organizing your ranks, and that's kind of a trap I fall into, and which I'm going to have to be careful not to fall into. So these are a bunch of enemies which we're going to try and take care of, but I hate these bugs. You're not really supposed to swarm them. Oh no, why are they taking it that way? Oh no. Yeah, these bugs, Wow, I shouldn't have fought them this way. I hate these purple bugs. There are purple bugs in here that once they latch onto one of your Pikmin, they will basically kill it no matter what. And I lost a bunch of Pikmin that way because I hate them. My God, that was sloppy. So yeah, now there's a whole bunch of dead bodies here. That makes me angry. Stop carrying that. So for the record, if you want to get an idea of how strong these bomb rocks are, well, first, get your Pikmin over here where you can kind of organize them a little bit. So, you see, this is why you can't really leave Pikmin alone. They just... Stop it! They're like children. You can't get them to behave. It's kind of adorable and kind of infuriating all at the same time, and it's kind of difficult to pick out the ones you want to blow up. So And that takes care of him, just for an idea of how strong these guys are. You can also use bombs, I believe, to knock down these walls. So that's pretty handy if you want to do that. Oh, get out of there, Pikmin dude. But like the stone walls of a black coloration, because there are stone walls of a black coloration, generally speaking, it'll take 9. And by generally, I mean always. So that's that. So now that we have made all this carnage and finished with all this carnage, we can take care of the business of cleaning up all the bodies, because there are a lot of bodies that we left in our wake, as well as getting this ship part. So we're going to send them back and just kind of carrying them back. And this is one of the most satisfying things in Pikmin to see, is just kind of watching your army carry it all back in a line of things, of Pikmin, I suppose. And but as you can see, sometimes they'll try and help carry something, but there's just too many Pikmin on it for one to help out with. So they'll just kind of get depressed and be on their own. And now we've got ourselves a new part, a great new part, right on the back. That is our radar. Whimsical radar. This important part can detect the locations of the other missing parts. The radar will be added to my monitor, which I can press Y to view. See zooms in. This will surely help me find my remaining parts. So 3 out of 30 parts. 2 more actually will actually add a new area to the list that we can explore. But we probably won't be doing that right away. Maybe, but possibly not. Now, Pikmin 2 adds the ability where you can cycle through Pikmin of different colors or organizations. So, like, when they're swarming behind you and you hold down the A button to grab one, in those games you can press a button to cycle between the Pikmin you want to throw. But in this game, you kind of have to manually grab them and organize them, and it's a huge pain, and I hate it, and it's kind of horrible and annoying and infuriating. So, yeah. And now that we have a map, though, that's really nice. It shows you all the Pikmin, so it's easy for finding stray Pikmin. Those are planted Pikmin. The stars are your ship pieces, so the Forest of Hope is a pretty big second area. There's a lot to do, a lot of parts to get, but you already knew that. We've opened up most of the important doors, though. I think we might be almost done with bomb rocks, actually, come to think of it. And we need to get our numbers back up because of how many were murdered today by those bugs. I hate those bugs so much. There's no easy way of fighting them, and if you swarm them, you're bound to lose a few Pikmin. But if you try to pick them off, you waste a lot of time. That's kind of the thing about this game, though. The more careful you are, the more time you waste. But the more reckless you are, the more Pikmin you lose. And my god, this game is a bloodbath if you allow it to be. So, you know, maybe don't allow it to be a bloodbath, because that would be mean. We are going to set these Pikmin on this wall so they can start working on tearing that down more of the way. And then we're going to bring these yellow Pikmin with us to get more bomb rocks to tear down the other wall, because that's the kind of multitasking you are expected to do. At the same time, you may as well grab these and knock down more as you go. But if we check our numbers, there are 29 with us, and there might actually be more yellow Pikmin than red Pikmin in the world right now, and I don't really want that situation, because quite frankly, red Pikmin are the most useful Pikmin type in the game, and you don't really need to have a different type of Pikmin than the red Pikmin unless you need bomb rocks or high places reached. Get over here. I swear to God, these Pikmin are going to be the death of me, just watching them get themselves into trouble and nonsense, and I need more bomb rocks, but I seem to be having trouble finding some. There were more over by a different thing, weren't there? And I'm just totally mind blanking, aren't I? Oh wait, no, there are bomb rocks right here. See, they make like mooing sounds. I don't know if that's mooing. It's a sound. See, I was holding the A button even though the icon at the bottom left showed that I had a bomb rock Pikmin, but it's like, no, that doesn't count. This game is finicky in the controls. The controls have not aged great. Pikmin 2 alone is just much better in terms of control. Right now, I'll just say that they took out the bomb rocks in that game, and I wish I had more bomb rocks with which to tear down that wall, but I wasted them on this wall because I thought that I wouldn't need them. Whoops. But we are able to head this way now and kind of do nonsense on this path, so let's do it. Oh god, we don't want to throw them at the big one because if we're not careful, they'll get cocky and go right up to him and attack him, and we don't want that because that's bad. Again, bum rush the big bulb orb because that is what you want to do, because you don't want to be facing them head on or they will eat a ton of your Pikmin. That's kind of the philosophy for most of the enemies in this game. You can't fight them on even ground. The Pikmin are too small to fight most enemies on even footing. You have to kind of not abuse them, but you do have to use the advantages of the Pikmin, which is their speed and numbers. I found the Nova Blaster. This emits a dazzling burst of light capable of destroying almost anything. I'm not exactly sure about this, but the promotional brochure claims that its blast can travel in the currents of space-time, smashing through stars and into the rifts of space. So this is another ship part. It's also an unnecessary ship part. You can beat the game without it, but it's also really easy to get, so you may as well get it. And now that we have more bomb rocks, we can get ourselves another part, I'm pretty sure. Now, what is our way of getting up there? We can get up there really easily, actually. Well, we'll be doing that. I'll be trying to do that before the day. Get up! Come on! These Pikmin, I swear, they're trying my patience. They think they're funny, they think they are making the jokes, but really, they are just asking for it. They are gonna get themselves in trouble. Anyway, now that we can knock down this wall, we're gonna... Now, this is something that's kind of annoying, is when the cutscene flips back, and while you're in the middle of throwing a bomb Pikmin, so kind of be aware that you just threw a bomb Pikmin. This is a weapon of such incredible destructive force that it can blast stars into tiny pieces. It has a strange allure. And yet he never uses this, even though he possibly could in his journey. But anyway, we're gonna throw those Pikmin, and they'll blow down that wall finally. And the fastest way back, by the looks of it, is to the left. And up, and that will get us back the one part we need. Now, if you have some bomb rocks, but you don't necessarily want to have to worry about them, then just separate the yellow Pikmin with the bombs and just throw them, and then call them back and get them out of range, and then they'll blow up, and then you don't have to worry about your Pikmin carrying explosive ammunition anymore, which is a real concern. Don't just leave, it's like giving bombs to children. Hello, yellow Pikmins. You are just hanging out and having fun and having a good time, and now I'm going to put you to work. They never really explain why it is that the Pikmin ally with Olimar, like if they just know that he is the one that they want, or he is like their savior, their messiah, bless him. But they just kind of immediately gravitate toward him, or really any other captain who finds them their first time on this planet. So, yeah. We're gonna throw a couple of Pikmin up there. Actually, this is actually not the way I wanted to do things, because, oh well. This is how we're doing things now. I'm gonna throw them all up here because I can, and you can't stop me. This is not the most efficient way of doing things. I am sorry. Actually, I am gonna be calling a couple of these dudes back because I want them to carry that bolt we saw, because I think we can get 2 more parts if we are quick enough. If those red Pikmin don't fall behind and don't trip and fall. I'm sorry, Pikmin, that was mean. But maybe if you didn't trip and fall all the time, I hope this bolt doesn't need 30 pieces, or 30 Pikmin. It's kind of hard to gauge how many each piece will need. It's the extraordinary bolt. I bought this incredible bolt because the salesman told me of its extraordinary quality that is indiscernible to the average person. Exactly what makes it so extraordinary is a secret. But just look at it. Extraordinary. Now, even though he doesn't know what this thing does, God damn it, this one needs 30 Pikmin. Oh, boy. Well, you know what they say. Actually, I don't know what they say. But I'm going to be also going up here and taking care of this issue. Wait a minute, what's the... Gosh! Okay, I'm not going to get mad, because I can still do this. I can still make the most of my situation. It's not ideal, but I still have time. I'm still in control of the situation. I can still get at least 1 more ship part. But seeing that sun creep along like the top of the clock up there, get up there, it's just... My God, it is so stressful. It is so agonizing and stressful It's the shock absorber. This apparatus counteracts the shaking and swaying that normally occurs during flight. It's smooth sailing with this in place. Usually. So we're just going to take out this guy real quick. No time to give you any kind of ceremony, Mr. Bulborb. You have to die. That's all there is to it. And swarm this thing with as many Pikmin as possible because we need them, God knows. So those guys are carrying that back, and come on. There's no time to slack. We're almost at the end of the day, and I think that we can still pull out something magnificent if we hurry. It's almost sundown, but that doesn't mean we can't do something amazing on this clock. How many parts have we gotten today? Like, how many? No, I went the wrong way. I made the wrong turn. Come on, Pikmin dudes. Pikmin dudes. This part is just agonizing, though, because Olimar, even though he moves fairly fast, he still can't quite run. Rather, he can't really do that. And the Pikmin, when you only have the bare minimum carrying something, it's so slow. This nifty little device counteracts the shaking and swaying experienced in typical spaceflight. 5 out of 30 parts. Most of the parts will not visibly appear on the ship, I don't think. My search can now cover a wider area. So, yeah. More parts appear on the ship automatically now that we've reached that many parts. And it shines and sparkles because now we can search a new area because it can fly further or something. Oh my god, these guys are so slow. But we can speed them up if we put more Pikmin on their bodies. And my god, why did I even bother trying to pick that Pikmin? I knew it wasn't going to be very useful. But we can still make it. 7 seconds, we can totally make that, especially if we swarm this thing with extra Pikmin to speed it up. Come on, dudes, you can make it. These are the moments you play Pikmin for, where you're just kind of trying to get things back as quickly as possible. 3 seconds, but you can 2. Come on. Yes! Oh, that feels really good. I am proud of myself. It doesn't appear on the ship, though, which is a little bit disappointing. This bolt holds the kind of value that only a true connoisseur can understand. Olimar, have you ever heard the story of the Emperor has no clothes? I have now recovered 6 of 30 parts. If I can just find 6 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. And they're mooing a bunch, and we have our whole Pikmin army with us. That was a good day. We didn't really lose any Pikmin, not that I'm aware of. Maybe we did, but not really many for it to be a big deal. And we got so many parts, like 4 parts? I think that might be a record for me, 4 parts in one day. Dang, I am proud of myself. I think there's the fastest you can beat the game is in like 8 days with all the parts. I've never done it. I've never even gotten close to that. So, yeah. And the Pikmin fly into the sky and the Bulborbs lament as they are not given a dinner ever. 3 days since impact. I now add yellow Pikmin to my list of discoveries. These creatures can wield bomb rocks, so perhaps I can use them to blast down rock walls and open up new regions. Red and yellow Pikmin, as well as bomb rock carriers, break into squads when dismissed with X, or when I grab one for a moment by holding A. Now, even though these journals we've seen before have been kind of tutorial-like and oh wow, we lost 7. Even though these journals so far have been tutorial-like in nature so far, that they're not all like that, and I actually prefer the journals that aren't built like a tutorial, because there's some really interesting ones for you to see in this game. There's some really nice ones where there's a lot of introspection and a lot of thought on Olimar, and even ones where he does like biologies of certain enemies and stuff, but we unlock the Forest Navel, and that's what counts. According to our map, we have 3 parts left, so yeah, we got 4 parts today, and I feel really good about that. The last 3, we could go and get them right now, but I think I will save those for later. So, in today's episode, we finished up the bulk of the Forest of Hope, and in tomorrow's, not tomorrow's episode, but the next episode, we will be going on to the new area, the Forest Navel. What is it? I have no idea. So, I hope to see you or somebody in the next one. Bye-bye!